comes with a little canvas, which I think is so stinking cute, by the way. Like, just the fact that it has this little plastic orange canvas that you can prop up to make it a proper painting scenario and area. It's the cutest just my luck, she wasn't there for him to punch me in the stomach, but she gets there when I'm reaching over to shove him, and she stopped me. So she didn't let me get my revenge, and I still think about it to this day, how he got off scot-free. And I would very much like to avenge little first grade me, but my revenge was thwarted, and she took over the situation and such. The kicker is, though, of this entire story, that he didn't even get in trouble. Like, he didn't get punished. Everyone kind of gave him a pass because of whatever it is that he had. They just kind of like, oh, it's okay, it's not a big deal, he's this, he's that, blah blah blah, like, we have to give him leeway. And honestly, I don't, like, people might come at me for this, but it's just my honest opinion. I understand now, I'm able to understand what happened, and I understand people of a similar nature to him and what they're going through and just how they are different. But I still don't think, especially that young, that he shouldn't have had some kind of punishment, because mental illness or not, that is sending a message that you can be physically violent and not have any consequences. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that he was different and he had it going on what he had going on, but I still don't think that's okay. For, like, his actions make that okay, and that they should not have reinforced that, hey, this is not something that you do. It's just not, no matter what. I thought that was really, really shitty. So my mom was really upset about that, because I think, like, due to the nature of it, they have to tell the parents and whatever. So they, both parents were made aware of the situation. I don't know if his parents talked to him about it, but regardless, I still think that the teacher and or principal and whatever adult in that room should have done something about it, versus just being like, oh, it's okay, let's just move on, and trying to, like, cover it up and smooth it over. Like, that just wasn't okay to me. So, and then I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, I don't know, just something weird and random that happened. And then this is a minor story, but I have a cousin that is literally the devil incarnate. And when I tell you, this is what I'm saying, like, weird things always happen to me when it comes to crafts if I'm with other people. When I tell you, every single time we would do something artsy together. I was very artistic as a child, and I loved coloring, I loved drawing, painting, all those things, and I was very, very good at it. And so this cousin is one that was very attention oriented. She loves attention and she hates when someone else is in the spotlight. And so, because of the nature of that and her not being able to self-regulate, she was a very envious, jealous person. So whenever we would do anything like crafts related, she would intentionally destroy my things. So I remember this one time we were playing with clay, and we didn't have the little molded, like, how you have the clay molds and stuff. We didn't have those. It was just clay, and you do what you're gonna do. We had tools, just not the molds. So I decided that day I was gonna make a bunch of miniature food. So I remember making, like, I got like a tannish clay she wants to add to them or something. And, well, I'll get to that. So I hand her like 3 pieces of the, let's say 4 pieces of chicken that I made from this clay. And she takes that, and then she reaches over and grabs my spaghetti scenario, and she smashes it all in one hand. That might not seem like a big deal, but like I said, we didn't have molds, so I did all of this by hand, which, and we're kids, we were little, so that took a lot of time. It took a lot of time, and I just remember bursting into I started sobbing because I couldn't understand why. So she squeezed like all of it together, ruining my stuff, and then she started laughing evilly. I swear to God, like, this is why I have such I'm so sorry that I always bring astrology into this, but this is why I'm always so incredibly wary of Libras. She was a Libra, or is a Libra, because she's still around, and every interaction I've ever had with her, she was so mean. She's such a, even now as adults, I don't have anything to do with her because of how she treated me when we were children, but she is so mean. Like, even now people will call me like, did you hear what such and such did to this person? And I'm like, I'm not surprised. She's always been an evil little bitch, just to be frank. Like, that's just how she is. And so anyway, so she like crushes it, and she's like laughing. She thinks it's so funny, and I just started sobbing. And so I got up because I was gonna go tell her mom, and at the time I didn't realize that she wasn't actually repentant. This was just like her way of not getting in trouble. So she's like, no. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, because she knew I was gonna go tell on her, because I was so done. And this is after I was not a tattletale by any means, but I grew up with her. Like, we spent entire summers together, because either her and her siblings would come and spend the summer at my house, or I would go spend the summers at their house, because obviously our moms are sisters, and they were very close back then, so we would switch off summers. So I grew up with her, and this is after many of times, many of situations of her being so mean to me, and I would just brush it off. I never a single time ever told on her. Like, to this day, I've never told on her, because even though I was gonna get up and tell that day because I was just so tired of her treatment, she stopped me, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And like, she was physical touch, although I didn't know it at the time, has always been like one of my dominant love languages. So she was like, she grabbed my hand and was rubbing my arm and rubbing on my back and shoulders and like soothing me, and then she gave me a hug. It was a nice little hug. And so I'm like being calmed down because of the physical touch and her repeated apologies. And then she's like, and this is another thing that really like made me forgive her almost instantly. She's like, I'm so sorry that I ruined your hard work. I'm gonna help you fix it. She's like, let's work on it together. And she's like pulling out all of the browns and all the colors that I used, and she's like, I'm gonna help you here. She gave me a chunk of brown, and she's like, you make some from this and I'll make some from this, and we'll like recreate your food basically. And so I guess that's like, that will fall under acts of service, which isn't really a big one for me, but I do still appreciate it. So anywho, I know now, looking back on that memory, that she was not actually sorry. She did that to avoid getting in trouble, and was doing anything she could, because her mom was a hard ass, and so if I had told, she would have gotten in so much trouble. It's not even funny. So yeah, that was just her way of like manipulating me basically, and working her way out of what would have been start seeing in December in videos, like in my filming corner, and it's essentially, you know, these Christmas lights, multicolored Christmas lights, but it is wrapped around branches, like tree branches. And I think getting a couple of those, because they sell them individually. I don't think the branches are real, but anywho, I think getting a couple of those and then getting a vase to put them in and making like essentially a bouquet of Christmas lights, I think that is going to be so freaking cute, especially because I don't put a Christmas tree like in my room or anything like that, and I rarely hang lights in my room. And just because I would love to hang lights in my room all year round, honestly, because Christmas lights, fairy lights in general, but especially Christmas lights, makes me so happy. There's something about it, like Christmas lights. I always say October is my favorite color. Yo, Christmas lights are my favorite color. Like it just feels so joyful, so happy, and so to the point where whenever we take our lights and tree and stuff down, like at the beginning of the new year, not at the very beginning, we always do the entirety of January, we let our lights stay up. But like when February hits and the lights come down, it sends me into a depression, no joke, because I'm never ready to let it go. I want the lights to stay up forever, so I would love to have lights in my room all year round, but I don't have very many outlets in my room. And I know that extension cords and stuff are a thing, but the way our power grid is set up, it gets overwhelmed very easily, and like fuses blow from the smallest of things. So I avoid, as long as I'm in this house, I avoid extension cords, because getting an extension cord just means like, you know, the more things you're gonna be plugging up, and that's more things that are going to be taking and sucking energy from the grid, and then that is going to make it even more unstable than it is already, and I just want to avoid that, because I'll be so happy when we move from this place. But anyway, because a lot of things I want to do, I can't, simply because of the area that we're in. But so I don't hang lights, even though I would love to. So I think this little tree branch bouquet, like Christmas light bouquet that I'm gonna make, is going to be so beautiful, and it's going to bring in and add that sense of joy and happiness that I get from just your average Christmas lights, right? And since it's in my room, I can leave it up all year round if I want to. Like, no one's gonna tell me, okay, it's time to take this down, right? Because I have dictatorship in this area. The rest of the house, it's a voting system. Like, if there is something being done to an area of the house that we don't agree with, then we have like a house meeting or whatever, just to keep things equal. So it's often I'm outvoted with the Christmas lights, and everyone else wants them to come down, and I'm like, no, please. But if I have this in my room, don't be surprised if you still see that little bouquet up in like April in videos, because I just know it's probably gonna, if it looks the way that I'm picturing in my head, like once I actually get it, buy it, and put it together, and it looks the way I'm visualizing in my head, it's probably gonna stay up for a very long time. And I would apologize for that, but I'm not sorry, because it makes me happy, and I'm not gonna apologize for being happy. society is run, because it's all about money when it comes to, you know, the government and such. But I just think it's really shitty that we have to pay excess amounts of money to literally live. Like when it comes to water, it's like water should be free. Don't at me. Food should be free. Don't at me. Because these are things that one needs to survive. You will die without them. You should not have to pay to live. That's just how I feel, but that's a different conversation for a different day. I don't even know where I was going with that, because I just get so passionate talking. Like, it literally, oh man, it lights a fire underneath this topic of discussion. And so now I've lost my train of thought, because I'm like a tunnel vision on this conversation. But let's see if I can remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about to start? Oh, it was something about shopping, right? I was saying I love shopping. I can spend hours online window shopping, quote unquote window shopping. Hours. And it's not even an online thing. Like, my mom in particular hates going shopping with me, because she's very much a person that knows exactly what she wants before she goes into a store. So she grabs her cart, she goes to get her items, and she's ready to go. She does not enjoy shopping at all. To her, she's on the opposite. Like, she's the complete opposite of me. She hates it. Now, I don't want to say hates it, but she very much dislikes shopping with a passion. And I'm someone that loves it. So when I tell you I can spend 3 hours in the grocery store, I'm not joking. Because I go down every single aisle and I look at almost every single thing on the shelf. Shopping just makes me happy, especially if it's for food, because that's another one of my favorite things ever in the world. But any kind of shopping, I am very much the person that will get lost in a store. Not literally lost, but lost to you, because I'm just taking my time. I'm going at my pace, but I'm also like zigzagging all around the store, looking at everything in there. And so she despises going shopping with me, because if it was up to her, she would be in and out of a store in under like 10 minutes. But if it was up to me, I want to stay in that store for as long as physically possible, unless I'm having like a bad day, or if I don't feel good or something like that. Then of course no one wants to be out doing things like that under those kind of circumstances. But yeah, I just love it. Love it no matter what I'm shopping for. So this time of year, instead of being stressful to me, I mean, it can actually be quite stressful, just because of like picking up so much overtime to be able Happy Thanksgiving. So I thought the second portion of this video could be kind of like a soft-spoken, but not really soft-spoken. It's really just my real voice at a lower octave kind of thing. Although I am taking care to not be too loud, just so you're not jump scared if you fell asleep already. But I know that during the holidays, many people can tend to be alone. They don't have family and friends and such to spend with them for many reasons: distance, different locations, tension, strain, etc. So I thought it would be nice to eat with you. Now, this is not a traditional Thanksgiving meal, but it's like half traditional, but not really, because the macaroni and cheese is boxed. And that's not a tradition. We always make the baked mac and cheese from scratch on the holidays. But this is what I'm working with today. So I just got some mac and cheese, some roasted carrots, some sauteed spinach, some sauteed squash, and then some candied yams. I know some people get extremely triggered by us saying candied yams because they're like, you're not using yams, you're using sweet potatoes. We know, Karen. We know. We are aware that sweet potatoes and yams are two very different vegetables. We know, I promise. Candied yams, the reason we say yams is actually a cultural thing that dates back to slavery. So how about you educate yourself before you try to correct us? We know, okay? So anyway, that's what I'm having. Again, happy Thanksgiving. I love you, and you're not alone, okay? So let's dig in. Also, you can probably hear our refrigerator. Don't cancel me, but I'm about to go get something to put on this mac and cheese, and you're probably gonna be like, what? Hold on just a second, bestie. When I make boxed mac and cheese, I have to put ranch on it. Okay? It's the Midwestern in me. All right? We put ranch and hot sauce on everything. But when it's like baked traditional holiday from scratch mac and cheese, I would not dare to defile it with ranch, just the boxed. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that on there like that. Listen, don't knock it till you try it, boo. It is so good. I show you how I make this in a video that'll be up in the next couple of days. Yeah, a cook with me. It's episode 3 in the series that I started a couple months ago, almost a year ago maybe, at least like 5 or 6 months ago, where I like bring you in the kitchen with me and cook. So that'll be up if you wanna spend a little time cooking with me. Someone in my house is about to jump in the shower, so you might hear the water or the pipes, but maybe not because I don't have a microphone. But anywho, yeah.
was really loud at first. It's still kind of loud, but it's okay. Background noise. I don't live alone, so maybe it'll drown out the god-awful refrigerator. I'm trying to show you on an incline, on an angle, so it keeps falling off. But the fridge, the motor in our fridge is going out, and we've told maintenance many a times, but they told us until it goes out completely, they will not replace it. So that sound that you may or may not be able to hear in the background, the motor going, we have to hear that all day until the motor goes out. Zero out of 10 would not recommend this complex. I hope that you're feeling okay, mentally, emotionally, physically. And if not, know that I'm sending you the coziest virtual hug. I'm sending you so, so much love. And you're not alone. You're not alone, okay? I'm thinking of you. I'm proud of you. I'm here. For you. I'm here for you. Now, spinach, it's really hard for me to eat spinach. I love how it tastes when it's seasoned good. I just put salt and pepper on mine, honestly. But the texture of it, and not even the texture, but it's like it leaves a weird aftertaste in my mouth, and it makes my tongue feel funny. It feels almost like a very, very mild allergic reaction. But the reason that I eat it, I don't eat it that often, but the reason that I eat it is because it's so high in iron. And anemia is something that I've struggled with my entire life. And so I try to get iron as naturally as possible when I can. And spinach is like one of the highest sources of iron. I do supplement with kale most of the time though. But I will throw spinach in every now and again in the rotation. So that's why I'm like kind of skipping over it. So good. That's not my best batch of yams, but still, it's phenomenal. And I'm just gonna be blunt with you, babes. All my sweet potato lovers out there, because it is sweet potato. If you didn't know, it is sweet potato. You have not lived a life fully, completely to the fullest until you have had candied yams made by a black person. I don't make the rules. So good. I don't make the rules, babe. I guess we'll go in with the spinach. I have to put something else with it though. Because I want to make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me? Are you listening? Are you with me? Put my whole foot in these carrots. A lot of people say that. I know it's just an expression that means like you did your thing in the kitchen, like this is really, really good. But it's such an odd metaphor. Like, why do you say you put your foot in it? Educate me. Somebody educate me. Pushing my luck. I thought it was about to fall on the table. The TV is going in the background. That's a bigger bite of spinach than I would like, but what do you have on your plate? What are you eating? I hope you're eating with me, bestie. Please make sure, if you can, if you have the capability, the ability to intake something and then maintain that within your body, please make sure you eat something today, even if it's not with me. Feel your body that is working so hard to keep you here in this moment with us, okay? Take care of it. Feel it. Love it. Give it what it needs if you can. And if you can't, I'm proud of you anyway. Okay? I'm proud of you anyway. I love you anyway. Last carrot. Do y'all like my tie-dye pants? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get like demonetized or something for trying to be silly. YouTube's gonna be like, that's sexual. Anyway, I like my pants. They're my favorite. That was loud, I'm sorry. They're my favorites. I've always been the biggest fan of tie-dye pieces. Shirt, hoodie, pants, socks, hat, I don't care. I love it. As a land acknowledgement, can't have this day without acknowledging the fact that we are indeed residing on stolen land. So while it's good to have fun, to let loose, spend time with the family, let's not forget the history of why this holiday was even created in the first place. Okay? You're not forgotten. We remember, we see you, we love you. And I do acknowledge that we are residing on stolen land. If that makes you angry, and you feel like you need to click out and unsubscribe, all the love to you, boo. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad. Do what brings you peace. But I can't just not say anything. Let's try to eat it by itself, yeah? Flavor-wise, it's so good. Spinach has a flavor to it, like a distinct flavor that nothing else has. And then when you put a little bit of salt, sugar, butter maybe, it's so good. It's just that it makes my mouth feel so funny. I can't pick it up, hold on. And I wish it didn't, because I would really like to enjoy spinach more. They're done, and I'm about to be done, but that's okay. I specifically didn't want to make this like a whisper because, one, I know a lot of people love eating videos. It's come to my attention, at least, that it's not the eating portion that you don't like, it's the fact that it's whispered and the chewing is exaggerated into the mic. That is what a lot of people don't like the sound, the over-exaggerated sound of chewing. Coupled with like wet whispering. I know that sounds gross, but it's been explained to me. So I thought for Thanksgiving I should, of course, like include something eating wise to spend this day with you, but I didn't want to make it a whisper. So you should have seen like me let you know before this clip started, and probably even pinned in the washing the tub, probably even pinned in the comments that the second half is soft spoken, no mic kind of ASMR thing. So I hope you guys like that. I hope it wasn't a mistake to do that. want to split this piece of spinach up, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. 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 I was just thinking, like, what am I gonna put on my mukbang channel? This is going up on my main. I don't want to put the exact same dish up on my mukbang channel. Bestie, why you gotta do me like this? I don't understand. Like, you're making me look bad in front of the wizards, as Iron Man would say. Oh no, what did he say? Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. When the Hulk couldn't get, when Banner, I should say, couldn't get the Hulk to come out, when the aliens arrived, and Iron Man was like, that's right, like saying like, oh, he's about to get my guy out, and he's gonna destroy y'all, basically, without quoting the exact dialogue. But he's like trying to get the Hulk to come out, and he wouldn't. And Iron Man's like, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Funny. Last bit. Let me get it on here. I just got a notification from the Libby app, which is a virtual library. Basically, you put your library card on there, and then you can like get like ebooks, audiobooks on your phone. I just got a notification that one of my books that was on hold is now ready for me to download. So that's my cue to go to skedaddle. This video is probably already long enough. Thank you so much for having dinner with me. Slight interruption. Thank you so much for having dinner with me. I've gotta get out of the living area so other people can come on in. So I love you. I appreciate you. I'm here with you. I'm right here with you. You're not alone, okay? And if you need a little extra company, there are always my previous videos to go to. Or you can head over to my mukbang channel since it is Thanksgiving if you want like more eating companionship, which my mukbang channel is always linked in the description box. So it's up to you, whatever you need, whatever you're in the mood for. But just know that I'm thinking of you, and I'm so grateful for your presence and for you spending this time with me, for being here with me. So thank you. 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 And I'm grateful for you. And I'll see you. Wait. Especially today, I should do the regular outro. I hope that you know that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you are more than enough, and that you matter. And I also hope that you know that you are needed, you are wanted, appreciated, celebrated, valued, validated, uplifted, and welcome always right here in this cozy community. This cozy community with me. Okay? I know that's a lot to say at the end of every video, but I mean every word of it. And it's true. And you deserve to hear it. So, I love you, boo. I love you, sweets. And I'll see you in the next video.